Hello, Paul here from the Open Mind Institute. I want to talk to you today about the importance of mindset when it comes to making decisions, and particularly in relation to securing the outcomes and results that you want to see in life. Now, when I think of that term mindset, what comes to mind is the culmination of how we've processed a situation, of the inner narratives that we're running, of the emotion we're starting to feel, and of the attitude that we adopt internally in relation to how we're going to deal with a particular situation or challenge. Question for you: what underpins a mindset? Well, the answer is belief, our self-belief. And where does that come from? Well, it can be traced back as early as our preschool years, when we're largely influenced by our parents, our teachers, our peers. And what happens is, layer upon layer, we have these experiences that either get positively or negatively reinforced, and they culminate into our belief system. Now, someone with a fixed mindset, they believe that their abilities, their capacity to acquire new skills is restricted, is fixed, is unchangeable. And consequently, they tend to live life inside their comfort zone. They struggle when it comes to feedback. And generally, their outlook, their general mental disposition is fixed, which culminates in fixed results or limiting outcomes for them. Now, let's compare that with someone who has a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset, they have this deep understanding that they can learn and acquire new skills through repetition, through hard work, through persistence. They have the capacity to take every adversity, every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. They welcome constructive feedback, and they thrive on life outside their comfort zone. And you can see how this culminates into new and empowered results. The question beckons, how do we cultivate a growth mindset? Well, I've got 3 ways to do this. And number 1, the first step that is required is you've got to have a healthy level of self-awareness. And we acquire this through consistent mindfulness and meditation practice. Step number 2, what you have to do in order to cultivate a growth mindset is you want to be able to catch that limiting fixed narrative as it's arising within you internally, and replace that with a positive, empowering narrative. So if you're telling yourself, there is no way I can acquire these new skills in time, and if you've got the self-awareness at step number 1 and you catch that, then you've got the capacity to reframe it and tell yourself, well, you know what, maybe I do have this capacity, and how am I going to acquire these skills in time? And you can see instantaneously how that becomes a lot more solution driven. And finally, step number 3, you have to reinforce that growth mindset narrative with belief. And the way you do that is that you recall your values, these unwritten principles that help guide your decisions. You recall with great intensity previous positive experiences that have resulted in positive reinforcement. And you want to be secure in the fact that we now know through neuroplasticity, the brain has the capacity to change its structure, to strengthen the neurological pathways required to enable you to discharge a growth mindset. So there you have it. That's how you can cultivate a growth mindset. It does require repetition, it requires discipline, but it's well worth the reward. I hope that helps. My name's Paul. Always keep an open mind.